That represents area. The area of a shape is a measure of its stretch on a two-dimensional plane. You could think of the area as the amount of paper you need to create that shape. In this video, we are going to talk about how to find the area of some common shapes. Let's start with the area of a rectangle. A rectangle is a four-sided shape, also called a quadrilateral, in which the opposite sides are the same length and the opposite sides are also parallel. So if we have a rectangle whose length is L, so if this side is L, this side is also L, they're the same length, and whose width is W, the area of the rectangle is given as length times width, or L times W. A square is a special type of a rectangle in which all the four sides are the same length. So this, and this are all the same length. So if you know the length of one of these four sides, you pretty much know the length of all the other three sides. And the area, just as in any other rectangle, is given as length times width, but the width in this case is the same as the length. And therefore the area is L times L, often referred to as L squared or L raised to the second power. A triangle, you must be knowing, is a closed shape with three straight sides. You can choose any side for the base of the triangle, and then its height becomes the perpendicular distance of the opposite vertex on the base. This angle out here has to be a 90 degrees or a right angle. Let's call that height h. The area of a triangle is given by the formula 1/2 times the base times the height. Note that you are free to choose any of the three sides as the base. The only thing that you need to keep in mind is the height will always be the perpendicular distance of the opposite vertex from the base on the base. A circle obviously doesn't have straight sides. Rather, it's got a radius. And the radius is nothing but the distance of the center of the circle to any point on the circle. Larger the radius, larger the circle is. The area of a circle is given by the formula pi, which is a constant. Its value is 3.14 multiplied with the square of the radius, or r multiplied with itself. This constant pi is the ratio of the circumference or the perimeter of any circle to its diameter. A parallelogram is a four-sided shape, also known as a quadrilateral, in which the opposite sides are the same length and they are also parallel. So this side is parallel to this and this side is parallel to this. Note that a rectangle is a special type of a parallelogram. In a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal and they are parallel as well. So this side is parallel to this and this one is parallel to this. But additionally, on a rectangle, all the four angles at the four corners are right angles. Therefore, it's just a special type of a parallelogram. And of course, like I said, a square is a special type of a rectangle, which means a square is also a parallelogram. For a parallelogram, like a triangle, you define one of the two sides as base, and then the height becomes the perpendicular distance of the opposite vertex to the base. So let's call that as h, h for height. The area of the parallelogram is given by the formula base times height. If you choose this side to be the base of the parallelogram, then the height changes. It has to be the perpendicular distance of the opposite vertex, either this or this, to this side. There's another common shape you need to know about, and that's called the trapezoid or the trapezium. And a trapezium is essentially a four-sided shape in which exactly two of the sides are parallel, the other two are not. So as you can see, this side is parallel to this side, but this and this are not parallel. If you name the two parallel sides as A and B, so the length of this side is A and the length of this side is B, and let's also say that the distance between the two parallel sides is h. So we have a h here. The area of the trapezium is given by the formula 1/2 times the sum of the lengths of the parallel sides, which is a plus b, times the distance between them, which is h. Let's look at a few problems. Let's say we have a rectangle whose length is, let's say, 4 centimeters and width is 2 centimeters. Its area is going to be equal to length times width. So we have 4 centimeters times 2 centimeters, which is equal to, you multiply the numbers, 4 times 2 is 8, and centimeter times centimeter is a square centimeter, written as a centimeter square. You could also write this down as 8 square centimeters. Let's say we have a circle whose radius is 10 units. So I'm just going to put down the number 10 here, and I will not mention the unit. Now the area is going to be, we know that for a circle the area is pi times r square. So this is going to be pi, which is 3.14, multiplied with r square, where r is the radius, so 10 times 10, which is equal to 3.14 times 100, which is 314. And if you do not know what the unit is, or if it's not given in the problem, you should write a square unit. Let's have a trapezium. And let's say that this side length is 3 units from here to here, and this is a 7 units from here to here. And let's also say that the height of the trapezium is 2 units. So the area is going to be equal to 1/2 times the sum of the lengths of the parallel sides. So that's a 3 plus 7 multiplied with the distance between them, which is 2. So this is equal to 1/2 times 3 plus 7 is 10 times 2. You could cross off the 2 with the 2. The answer is 10 square units.